Everybody down on the beach. Hope you can hear me. It's a bit breezy, and also, as you might be able to hear, we've got the tide going out right in front of me. A lovely day. I feel autumn's on the way nowadays, and I'm just thinking this might be the last sort of chances you get out and come out into the fairly warm sunshine. Anyway, what I was going to talk about today, I saw a great quote in a magazine I was reading the other day, and also so many of my sort of topics come out of magazines and things that I read and comments, etc. They sort of just spur you on and give you little ideas. And basically the quote was something along the lines of, hard work pays off in the future, but laziness pays off straight away. Which is a great quote, and it's very, very, very true. But when you think about it, it's something with my life, I may well have said before, that since I left school, I effectively left school on like the Friday, and I started work on the Monday, and I've been in work ever since, every single day. I suppose I've been very lucky, very fortunate in that respect, as I fell into employment, and the type of employment that was secure, and is still relatively secure, although I suppose nobody knows these days, do they? But still relatively secure. And I sometimes feel very jealous about other people. I'm sure other people probably feel jealous about what I do, because I've built up a good service, etc. I've had the financial rewards, obviously, for working for 35 years, pensions and all that sort of stuff to come in the future. So there's that side of it. But I see so many other people sort of taking months off, taking gap years, and going off and doing all these different things all around the world, or just lazing around and enjoying themselves at home. And I'm thinking to myself, have I missed out on that? It seems to be a rite of passage nowadays. People, youngsters, finish school, finish college or whatever, even finish university, and then they go off and have a gap year, or have a gap year before they start their sort of big education, university sort of type of courses, college courses. And that's a great experience. So many people, as I said, work hard for the future, but when they get to that future, they're too old to really enjoy it, or they're not in the best of health to enjoy it. So there's that sort of thing you have to think about. You have to weigh up all these options. I've often thought, wouldn't it be great to sort of throw all this away, or say throw it away, but sort of stop, especially when you get older, you start to think about these things. How much longer will I be in the greatest of health? You know, I'm not talking about dying straight away or anything like that. I'm talking about your limbs start aching. I left a comment on a video the other day about middle age, etc., and I sort of start to feel, I don't feel my age, I don't act my age, and I don't intend ever to let my age become a barrier, shall we say, to what I want to do. But when you wake up in the mornings now, I do feel it a little bit more. Your back starts to ache a bit more, your muscles don't take things as much as they used to in the past, and you start to think, well, hang on a minute, if I want to do all these things, whether it be bungee jumping, not that I'm particularly keen on that, but you know where I'm going, whitewater rafting and all those crazy things that people when they're younger tend to do, and wasn't available when I was younger. That's another point. A lot of these things now that are taken for granted, gap years for example, were taken for granted now, weren't around, or people just didn't really do it. They either dropped out and did all that sort of thing, or they never did it at all. Now we have those opportunities. I'm thinking, I want to give some of those things a go, whether it be bungee jumping, maybe I could. Parachutes, I suppose anybody can do that, but you get the sort of drift. So I don't think I'm ever going to change, because I'm not that far off, I suppose, because of my position, that I could possibly retire. I can't afford to at the moment, but there's always that sort of thought, maybe I could jump off the bandwagon, jump off the rat race and get out of the hamster's wheel type of thing, and think, well, sod it, like everybody else has done, or other people have done in the past, and think to yourself, well, maybe now's the time to do it, Andy, you know. There's a little bit behind you, you've got that life experience and things, now's the time to go out and enjoy things. In some ways, it's cheaper now to travel, it's cheaper to do lots of things than it was, especially when I was younger. Getting around the world or going to America or something like that was a very exotic holiday. And nowadays, people jump on planes and cross the Atlantic willy-nilly, so to speak. I've been there, I think it's 4 times now. Some people still find that amazing that I speak to, and others think, oh well, I'd go there for weekends every few months or something like that. People nip over to New York to go shopping for a weekend, especially when it comes towards the Christmas time. So there you go. Just a quick thought while I was sitting here. I thought I'm going to turn on the camera and talk about that. I'd love to know what anybody else thinks, actually, how you feel, whether you were one of those people that actually did that gap years, did jump off that, or never really got onto that sort of big work treadmill, and did your life experiencing before you started? Because there's that sort of idea, some people do it all before. I was lucky and did some travelling, but it was always tied up with work, and it was restricted by work. I been to places like India, etc., Egypt or so, but I could only ever go for about 2 weeks at a time. As people will know, if you go to India, you need to spend 6 months there, or a good few months, even going to America, to really experience places, to really get into it and get under, scratch beneath the surface. You actually need to spend a bit of time and a bit of effort. So, although I've been to these places, I do feel that I'd like to see more of them. That's just my inquisitive nature anyway. Love to know your thoughts, as I said, and I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for your time. I shall speak to you again soon. Goodbye.